Cowboy Bebop is, well, it's not just another anime show. It's probably for many been the gateway into anime. Uh, 26 episodes, though when it was first aired they only showed about 12 of it. 98 was like 99 before the whole thing got shown in its home territory. It was the 2000s, 2001, before it sort of broke out into the West and was the first anime shown on Adult Swim, and sort of opened the floodgates for everything that kind of followed after it. When you chat to people, there seems to be two camps. Everyone who has seen and loves Cowboy Bebop, and the people who go, never heard of it, and then go and watch it and love it. It's that simple. It deals with a lot of stuff. There's a lot of kind of, if you're familiar with anime, you kind of expect there's going to be a lot of things. But bear in mind, this was sort of pushing the envelope back at the time. Loneliness, isolation, that's all in there. It's sci-fi, set in 2071. But it's also got undertones of dare I say it, and some people will probably slap me for this, but I suppose it's what you take out of it yourself. I get little murmurs of what would sort of eventually become the likes of Firefly from it too. It's got that kind of thing going on. Group of sort of ragtag bounty hunters stuck together on a ship, travelling through the loneliness of space, living from job to job. Does it sound kind of familiar? Of course it sounds kind of familiar. The board game, backed by pretty much everybody on the planet. Of course, Sunrise, the people who brought Cowboy Bebop to the screen. It's one of those ones that I kind of went, what? There isn't a game already? Fair enough. Bob picked this up for the princely sum of about like 40 quid, which is nothing, okay? And we picked it up because basically we watched a couple of videos about it and went, oh, you know what? This seems to be on the money. This looks like a lot of fun. We like deck builder games. And this comes across as quite a good deck builder. Even if you're not into the Cowboy Bebop, if that's not your thing, but you're looking for something else to throw on the table with your gaming group and you like deck builders, this is worth taking a look at. So let's lift the, this is a brand new shiny copy. So let's lift the lid and sort of show you what's in there anyway. As I say, there's quite a few how to play videos out there. So not going to add, another log to a fire that's already well burning. But we are painfully aware at the Wee Gamers in the Bunker Club that a lot of people just, they don't know about these things. It's nice to get a little bit of a look, a little bit of a sniff inside the box and see, does it push your buttons? Now, rulebook done in the sort of that style. It looks used. It's got the sort of the game world thing going on. Again, this isn't a bright, crisp, shiny, perfect future. This is a future that's already been well lived in, and this reflects that very, very nicely. We have had a flick through this already. Obviously, we kind of know what to expect inside the box, I hate to tell you. So, not disappointed. I'm not going to pretend to be surprised. Go, oh, look, isn't this exciting? Kind of know what's in here, okay? So, the game book does flow fairly well. It's the kind of rule book we like because everything's there and it's reasonably straightforward. Even if some of the concepts are new to you, they're explained fairly well. This has been done by people who have done games before and they know the problems that they run into, okay? Graphics are all there, explanations of what everything is laid out as you would want. Nice, clear, what are the resources, and this isn't an overly complicated game. There's not a whole pile of tricks. The tricks in this is in learning what the cards are and learning what your options are going to be using those, as with most deck builders. The actual play of the game is fairly straightforward. Developing your play style is where the challenge rests. And there's a nice little sort of how it's going to look on the table. There's a lot of nice wee components with this. We've played lots and lots and lots of deck builders, and we're quite happy with ones that have nothing. You know, just your cards, and you just do your thing. This has the semblance of a game board to give things their place and their purpose and their rationale for the different decks and things. And that's lovely. Again, it helps build on the theme of what it's trying to be. So, you know, we're just running through bits there, how you get cards, how you move, confronting a criminal. You're building your deck to be able to do stuff, obviously, and you have to fuel those actions. You're going to have to collect fuel to get that as well. So you're trying to add cards to your deck to make your hand better and be able to chase after the bounties. And whilst this is sort of, you're all the one team working together, and there's a lovely little mechanic where you can use some of your allies' skills when you're playing as well. You've kind of got your own special skills, but then for each of the other people in your team, you can use one of their kind of special skills, which suggests that teamwork without needing your friends to actually cooperate. Haha. Okay, it doesn't rely on your mates playing the game properly in that respect. So that's kind of nice. We did like that as well. So you're going after the different bad guys. Personal glory here, people. Personal bounties. Yes, we're all trying to win, but I win the best. So there we go. Yeah, so that's nice. All there, all good. Everybody happy. And your little sort of sequence of events on the back. So there we go. That's nice. Bing bang bosh. Tokens. Tokens are tokens. Well, no, they're not. We've seen some games that really poor tokens. Really nice games with really poor tokens. These ones are nice enough. Yeah, they could be fancier, they could be posher. You can go ahead and get things if you really want. But you've got your plant tokens, you've got your character, your bounty tokens, and, you know, they're there. They're tokens. They're not the most important part of the game, but they're kind of useful. And it's a reasonably, sorry, just show you there, it's a reasonably good card stock. It's not the thickest and best we've ever seen, but, you know, they'll suffice. Bob will, of course, probably sleeve these. He sleeves tokens. We'll have a video that shows an example of that shortly. Yeah, he sleeves tokens. Not content with cards. He sleeved those cards. Now he's moved on to sleeving tokens. Yeah, and if you don't know how that works, we will show you. Yeah, this is nice. This builds up to be the little sort of deck holder. Not going to do it on him because, you know, it will fit in the bottom there. But you know what we're like, but inserts and trays, that works too. Little card standees. Oh, card standees. That's a bit disappointing, isn't it? No, there's minis as well. You get everything, okay? And again, all the graphics on the back too. They haven't skimped. I did like this too. There's a lot of spit and polish. So yeah, the minis. I've got Vicious there. Oh, why am I looking at that? Don't know why I was turning that upside down. There's Vicious. The minis nice. They're quite tall. They're, I don't know, 32, 35 mil, something like that there. So they're quite big. These guys were playing this for a board game. They weren't thinking about you wanting to nick these and use them in your little tabletop board games or anything like that there. But they are nice. Now, you know, the figures themselves, the characters graphically are quite basic, but they have been honestly captured. And like the crazy poses and stuff. You know, again, if you're a fan, you're going to appreciate them. That's the bottom line. If you like Cowboy Bebop, you're going to look at these and go, class. I want them painted now. I've seen them painted and they come up really well. You know? So yeah, as I say, that they're basic because they are basic, not because they've been skimped on, okay? Lovely. Just lovely. What more do you need? Been quite happy, I've got to say. I would have been quite happy living with the cardboard standees, to be honest. Yeah. But there's your painting guide. So yeah, the box, as you can see, has its own tray already. I always love this when a game thinks this out, okay? Thinks it out well. So you got the decks as they arrive, but it's divvied up for obviously when you need to separate those for playing the game. So that's nice that they thought ahead there. The planets and the ship card and the player cards all fit in here, okay? They literally lock into shape, like so. So nothing's going to float about or go wandering about on you, on your box, if you're one of these people that carry things sideways and stuff. And our player cards, and they're indented so that your wee tokens don't slide out of them. And again, what's nice, not necessarily, but they've branded the back of everything too. I mean, a lot of people just leave that blank. It's an added cost. I mean, that's not free, but wee bit of attention to detail. And our various trays and little bits all down there. Our fuel tokens. Class. There we go. Sorted? Happy? Yeah, okay. Space for your standees, everything. And that card holder tray that we showed you the punch it for, there's a home for it to live too. See, they thought ahead. We like those details. So your player cards, and this is what we're talking about, you've got somewhere to keep your fuel, somewhere to keep your bounties, and then these are your special skills and how much they're going to cost you to power up, and then your allies and what you can use of theirs. So everybody has a slightly different combination. They don't even all get to sort of, they're not even similar skills, but the ones that you'll borrow from most people means that, you know, everybody's getting a different one, as well as some that are all the same. Okay. My brain couldn't think of an easier way to word that. Maybe it's too early. Maybe just not enough coffee. All right, and those are thick. Those are solid bits of kit, mate. Lovely. There's our shot. I don't know why. Force of habit. I've changed where the camera's positioned these days, so I keep going to turn things around as if I'm showing them to somebody else. When you just need to do that. It's all I need to do. Have to learn. Oh, that goes that way. See, it's a little insert for its bit there. And then the planets with the big shot card space, and then we've got where fuel can be stored on those as well. And that's embossed too. Lovely. And they're nice. They're solid. Solid as a rock, mate. Solid as a rock. And this is where I'll put these in the right way. Yeah, there we go. I will put them in the wrong way. I'm determined to put them in the wrong way. There we go. And that one locks in. Cheekers. Yeah, there we go. That's us. Job done. I don't think he'll be very upset if I open up these cards. He's going to open them anyway. But it'd just be nice to let you get seeing more than just the rulebook picture of them. Now, I can't necessarily remember what all of these are or how all of these work. I'm not even going to pretend to. As I say, your how to play bid will take you through all that much better. But we've got a couple of different card types. There's some of our big shot cards. And then those should be the standard ones. I think there's a basic deck, if I remember rightly, for everybody. But just to sort of show you some of the artwork, because again, if you're a fan, you're going to like the fact that this is just littered with, I mean, how could you not? Be a pretty piss poor performance if it wasn't loaded with the artwork from the show. Yeah, so, do you know, I would honestly say that there's a lot of fans of things out there and they collect a lot of weird stuff. If you're a fan of Cowboy Bebop and you've no intention of playing this, pick it up anyway. Seriously, it's just a lovely bit of kit for your fandom. You can get the minis out, stick them up on your shelf, get somebody to paint them for you, get a pro painter, proper one, to do a really nice job on those for you and have them stand up in your bookcase or whatever, and just have this on the shelf to show off to your mates. But it would be a shame for you not to pick it up and have a go through it and find out how to play, because if you love the show, live the show, play the show. So yeah, and as you'd expect with deck builder, there's some unique cards, there's some that are going to have lots of repeats at them because everybody needs to use them, but not enough that everyone can get them. You can still do a little bit of card hoarding and things like that there too, just to sort of mess with your mates. And whilst you're racing around and gathering all these bounties, you are of course working your way up to get kitted out to face down vicious at the end, because you're not going to like start this game and go for him. He'll have you in a flash. So yeah, that's kind of the purpose. You're trying to build up your reputation and your resources, and of course improve your deck and get it just streamlined enough that when you go up against him, you can make that fight and win it. That's kind of your target. So different bits of contacts and kits and baddies for you to bring down, and how to defeat them, and what they garner you for getting them. So loads of bounties. And this should be sort of more of the same, because literally they can't fit them all in one pack. That would be insane. You can only print so many cards at a time. Hopefully Bob won't be too cross ass over the knees. I'll tell him you done it. So again, these all fit through. So these are your basic cards that you're going to be fighting for. So that's your water bounties. These are your bits and pieces that you're going to get to complete your actions with, or mess with your mates, and hopefully, use to your advantage. But this is where this kind of game lives. Every card will do something, but it's in having the right combination of them in your deck that as you get them out, a bit like any other sort of card game, you can have great cards and they just come out in the wrong order for you, and it doesn't really help. So you're trying to sort of refine that deck as you're playing to have the right mix in there, that no matter what you pull out, it's going to do something for you to further your cause, or stop your mates, Lovely. Octo deck. Class. You remove one non-player card for free. But yeah, I mean, even having watched it, I would be hard pressed to sort of say to you and about how you strategize for this or wouldn't strategize. No, just get loads of cards. Just go for it. Though I think there are a couple of videos out there now that kind of run through ideas for how to best tune your deck. That's wrong. Just what kind of card you want to be going for your best chance at victory. And that's probably more down to them having played it lots and seen combinations that work, combinations that don't. Though most of these games, there's always the element of luck too. It's not that there's just a perfect type of card to have end of story. You never get it, they can't, because your other players will mess with you that too. But that was kind of the gist. Great show. We thought it was a great looking game. It's really well finished. It looks the part. It's thematically on the money, and from everything we've watched so far, it plays like a good game. And it's always lovely when a little sort of bit of fan love works on the tabletop as well. That's doubly nice. We've played a few tie-in movie games and things, just really fall short. And different cartoon ones and different comic book ones. And they look brilliant, but there's no sensation that you're actually playing in that game world, or that it's doing something that feels right. You're literally just playing with characters from the movie or from the game, and just falls short of it. This, we felt, kind of starts to tick that box of you feeling a little bit more of a relationship with the show, and therefore what's happening here as well. That's our 10 cents worth. thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Do check out other videos on Cowboy Bebop. There are several, and it would be impossible for me to try and remember to list them, which I should have thought doing. But, you know, search. You'll find them, especially if you're looking into gameplay and things like that there. Check out their own website too, because that tends to have helpful information. Meanwhile, if you found that in any way enlightening, give it a like, give it a subscribe, which be somewhere over, I don't know, somewhere. And yeah, we'll see you about. Check us out on Facebook if you've got time to. Bye-bye.